Stop meddling where you aren't wanted, Istik.
You may proceed to the creche.
What if they don't find the weapon? Do we even know it? An Istik? But you can't be here. I can't be seen with you. That's your cry.
Quanirel, the Inquisition have more to worry about than who you talk to in the corridors.
Inquisition? What are you talking about?
Our Queen's eyes and ears. They're her will incarnate, and right now, they're here.
At ease. I'm looking for your captain.
See? I told you. Nothing to worry about.
She's in her quarters, through those doors.
Kachoki! We are training to fight Gake. You think they will hesitate?
They won't need to if we keep killing each other for them. It's stupid. Orphe...
Silence! It seems your childish prattling is attracting an audience. You fight again. This time, daggers only. And to the death, as instructed. Who wants to challenge this sniveling Istark?
Leave the boy alone. You made your point.
I suppose your inane spewings have distracted enough from my lesson. Go wet the swords. I want them sharp enough to peel a Gake's eyeball just by looking at them. I hope you prove as weak as this should we meet on the battlefield, Istik. What is it? These insufferable interruptions are distracting from my lessons.
Your lessons are reprehensible.
I do what is necessary, and no worse than our enemies would do. Our warriors must possess strength and skill, far superior to any spawn from this putrescent plane. You will learn this firsthand, Istik, when we finally come to claim it for our own.
This imposing portrait depicts a powerful Githyanki warrior, undeniably regal in her mien.
Vlaakith herself. She is both the sun that blinds us and the void that contains us. Praise be.
In the corner of the painting is a small symbol you can't quite place.
Such definitive features.
This Githyanki looks different from the others you've seen here. The way her stark white skin stretches over her sharp features gives her a distinctly otherworldly aspect.
What is that symbol?
As hard as you rack your brain, the symbol doesn't look like anything you've seen before.
Now Istik wander our halls at their leisure. Captain Therizin will be even more irate than usual.
Not now, Kachuki! We're busy!
What's in the chest? It's making an awful noise.
Wouldn't you like to know? No.
Yes. Stop it. Let that thing out.
Nah, we're having fun.
Children, cease this impudence at once.
Fine. If you're going to be a big baby about it.
A big, ugly baby?
Open it up then. It's all yours. What business have you in a creche dormitory, Istik? Move along.
Gustel Stornagos employs some intensive methods for a healer.
That they let outsiders into the creche sets a bad precedent.
I've not met Istik before. Do you all look like that?
Istik? Are you supposed to be here? Maybe I should report you to the Savage.
If I'm seen speaking with an Istik, Captain Therizin will never let me join the patrol.
Vertical incision from pineal eye to end of notochord.
Intestinal coloration consistent with samples 231 to 259. Do you have a question? Or are you just going to stand there gawking?
I am a child of Gith, not discarded rat flesh. Am I not due your respect?
Perhaps. Perhaps not. Let the Istik with you speak, and I will decide what respect you're owed.
I'd prefer they selves speak on my behalf.
Lae'zel, is it? Fine. And be quick. My work is of vital import.
We carry Geich tadpoles and have done so for countless days, yet we show no symptoms. We must enter the zisk.
You are infected, but showing no signs of cerebral impairment. Fascinating. Either your tadpole is special, or you are. We must find out which. Go to the zisk. I will ensure you're cured.
And what will the zisk do?
It will relieve you of the specimen lodged in your cerebral cortex. What else? It will be worth it, I assure you.
The device is strange, made of taut flesh and pockmarked metal. It waits for something.
The zisk. Vlaakith's purity distilled. My duty. My right.
Maybe a closer look.
The device is part organic, part synthetic. But you can't tell how it was made, or how it works.
Stand aside! My time has come.
Go ahead, Lae'zel. You've earned it.
Praise Vlaakith. Let it be done.
Sit, child. Let the zisk end your suffering. You must focus on the parasite at all times. The zisk will do the rest.
An unseen blade cleaves your mind in two. Impossible pain sears your bones and body in concert with Lae'zel's.
Yes, child. Speak the Talakit. Meditate on its verses.
You feel Lae'zel's mind rip and rupture. Is this purification? Is this the cure?
Doctor, please. Lae'zel is in great pain.
The zisk is working as intended.
Get out of there, Lae'zel. You won't survive this anguish.
No! Vlaakith! Purge me of this blight!
You share in Lae'zel's agony. Every cell within her skull bursts into a constellation of fragments, sorted and reassembled. Lae'zel will die if she remains.
Yes, child. Jamar, Zala, Vlaakith, call to your queen!
My queen! Hear me!
So, we're just gonna stand here and let it kill her? Is that the plan?
Your vision narrows. You sense myriad specters of Githyanki past. This is their fate. This is their anguish.
What is this vision?
Lae'zel's life is laid bare among those that came before. Her thoughts are turned to silver thread and relayed to the astral sea. The voices of the dead cry out as one. The Zaithis collects memories from the infected and executes them. It is not for curing. It's for killing.
I've seen the truth, Lae'zel. This device doesn't cure. It kills.
What? Subscribe! What madness is this? The Zaithis nearly destroyed me! I am Githyanki! I will not be Geich!
My life's work gone. And yet she lives. And so does her parasite.
Her voice cuts with a fanatical edge, an obsession bordering on mania. If there's a chance the parasite lives, she wants it.
Your Zaithisk tried to kill Lae'zel and failed.
The Zaithisk does not fail. The only variable in this experience was you and your parasite. And I will uncover how this happened. Wait here. I will gather my tools.
I followed protocol. I kept to my faith. Yet the Zaithis might have killed me. The Gustil tampered with it. Traitor. And there may be more still. This must be why the Inquisitors come.
The Zaithisk is supposed to kill you. I saw it for myself.
A deception. Proof of the Doctor's manipulations. The Queen does not mislead Gith's children. Now hurry. We must go to the Chirai and inform him of the Doctor's sedition.
So, the Githyanki have no cure for our condition. Unless you count death as a cure. I won't pretend to be surprised.
I'm not surprised that the Gith's insane device didn't remove our tadpoles. I'm just disappointed.
Not the resounding success we were hoping for. Still, the price of ambition is occasionally catastrophic failure. At least our skulls remain intact.
Another dead end. If the tadpole doesn't kill us, trying to cure it just might.
The menacing Githyanki machine and its jagged pincers held no cure at all. Who could have thought?
Istik are permitted to view the birthing pools now. These are strange times. Step carefully while here. Our hatchery is protected by lethal safeguards. I do not wish to pick your remains from them.
I thought a hatchery would have more eggs.
Most are hatched. Only one remains. Monitored by Voss, the caretaker of our young. You may speak to the Voss if you wish, but stay away from the egg. There will be no second warning.
This hatchery is a place of solemn duty and care. No one approaches an egg without my permission. Still, I suppose a guest in our creche can be allowed some understanding. What brings you to my hatchery?
I heard you were waiting for one last egg to hatch.
Failure at the first hurdle of existence. Most caretakers would crush it and be done.
Most caretakers would not give the child its fair chance. But I shall. There could be greatness in that shell.
You note that the hope in his voice is tinged with weariness. It's the voice of a man who's fought the inevitable for a long time.
Why do you care so much about one dud egg?
Not all that arrive late are weak. I created this entire hatchery, despite being the last of my clutch to hatch. They almost drowned me in the hatching pool, if it wasn't for the Voss of my clutch. This one deserves the same chance.
What will happen to this egg if it doesn't hatch?
Kithrak Therazin will give orders to destroy it. She will say it's a weakling. I'll give it a while longer. And if it doesn't hatch, it will have proven her right.
But why risk its life at all? Give it to me, and I'll take care of it.
No. The child will be safer with me. I know what it needs. This is my duty. I will protect it.
To the Inquisitor at the creche. The Zaithisk's failure must be reported.
A hatchery with a single egg. How many does a clutch usually contain?
Kalir's clutch held 3 dozen eggs, more or less. Though I've learned of creches that harbored 100. I have never learned, however, of a Voss obsessed with a late egg survival.
Who does the laying? I'm curious about the... logistics.
Shukiani. Githyanki chosen by Vlaakith herself to bear young. The Queen assigns when and where they must lay, and how many eggs they must bear. The Shukiani pass their eggs in the material plane. In the astral, time barely passes. It is a meticulous process, carefully timed so that the eggs hatch at once.
You look quite humanoid. How did you evolve to lay eggs?
Humanoid. How I despise the term. Githyanki are quite superior to humans. Our biology slates state that Githyanki came to lay eggs after we escaped Illithid enslavement and took to the astral plane. It's an asexual process, a favorable change by any estimation. Hideous to imagine a life where I couldn't partake in the pleasures of sex without the looming threat of bearing children.
Right. On to other matters.
Go on then.
The creche training room was illuminating. Are Gith instructors always so brutal?
My own Savage would never have threatened a youngling. A waste of time and energy. The pupils themselves culled the weak from their ranks. I myself felled 4 of my own classmates once Kalir had 100 times circled Tyrell.
That's awful. Is life not precious to the Githyanki?
Not every life is equal. My people have no use for cowards. Every trainee that I slayed was either too weak to withstand the lessons, or was cocky enough to pick a fight they could never win. Their lives were not precious. They were a blight that required expunging. The Githyanki are only as powerful as their weakest warrior. Jaquith de Venzir, the termination of the frail, strengthens us.
I'm not so sure.
Strange that one of your kind would be allowed here. Especially during an inquisition.
An Istik allowed to soil our halls? Chicken.
Please, Chitrai, I can explain. The latest batch of cultists knew nothing of the astral prism. They were just trying to find Moonrise. They all head there. My Gish have drafted plans to assault the tower. They are ready to fight, Chitrai. We could sift the missing artifact from the tower's ashes if you would give us...
Quiet. Find the astral prism, Therizin. My patience falters.
Yes, Chitrai. You heard him! Go!
Do as she says. She remains your Kithrak. For now.
An Istik in my creche. You are one of the mercenaries sent to bring the weapon.
The Istik is with me, honored Kithrak.
So noted. But my question goes unanswered. Do you bring the weapon?
Don't tell her anything.
I was granted entry by your sentries. They told me to seek the Inquisitor.
The Inquisitor? On what grounds?
I have proof of the Illithid invasion. It might help your inquisitor to rethink his priorities.
We have all the proof we need, and it has not moved his resolve. We know infected flock to Moonrise Towers. I reported the gathering masses back to Tunarath. In response, they sent an inquisitor. Instead of ordering an assault, we were told to join in this mad hunt for an ancient relic. Meanwhile, illithid sickness spreads right in front of us.
What is so important about this weapon?
I do not know. This hunt is the Inquisitor's folly, not mine.
And what does this weapon look like?
It is small, angular, metal, adorned with Tirsu script. Stolen by true soul heretics.
You sense Shadowheart's worry. This weapon sounds like the artifact you carry.
What was that look? You know something. Do you have it?
I don't know anything about it.
Then stop wasting my time, Istik! You are one of the mercenaries we engaged, are you not?
Of course. I'll be back on the search immediately.
I have business to attend to. Return with the weapon, or do not return at all. I presume you are not stupid enough to return empty-handed. So, give me the weapon, now.
Fine. Here it is.
I sincerely hope you know what you're doing.
Shema Zala Vlaakith. Give it to me!
No.
No? Then I will take it from your corpse!
Who would be... Oh, it is you. Make haste. We have business to conduct.
The Kithrak let you through. Go ahead then, Istik.
My Arden spoke of one of our kin that escaped a crashing Geik slave vessel.
Right. Vlaakith's justice in flesh.
You have accomplished much, child. I am pleased to finally meet you. I heard there is so much goblin blood on your hands that it soaks their children's nightmares. To business. I suspect you plucked something precious from the Geik ship. Something that belongs to us. The weapon. Give it to me.
Don't do it. The weapon is how I protect you. Do it. Do not disobey the Inquisitor.
This weapon, what does it do?
What business is that of yours? Suffice to say, my queen wants it. But know that you will have been instrumental in stopping the grand design. Hand it over.
And what is the grand design?
The grand design is what all Geik seek. The restoration of the Illithid Empire, which spanned the entirety of the multiverse. For centuries, their elder brains sought to bring back their dominion. Every plot they hatched, we stopped. But now they are close to succeeding. Never before could they pause ceremorphosis. Never before could they let the infections spread undetected. You saw the thralls gathered on the Geik ship. Imagine that, everywhere. Wants, needs, choice, all would cease to be. Everything rendered unto the Geik. So, the weapon. Please.
Don't give it to him.
This artifact.
No!
So it is found.
Vlaakith Gorg Shkathzai.
My queen. Shkathzai.
You are permitted to look upon me. You are invited to kneel.
The Deathless Queen has spoken. You will obey.
I bow only to Helm.
I expected little of Istic education, but here we kneel before our queen. Your choice of allies is most vexing. They do not become you, Lae'zel.
Shma Zala Vlaakith. You know me.
Erlon of Kalir speaks most highly, as did Alchaya before. You seek purity. I may yet grant it. Istic, you bear that which is ours. But are you friend, or are you thief?
I didn't take the weapon from you, but I am returning it.
An unexpected servant. Your will is strong. Your kind will go far for glory, as you have shown by being here. Extend your fealty one step further, and you will be rewarded beyond your mortal reckoning. That weapon you carry, the astral prism, it is corrupted.
I will cleanse it for you, my queen. Tell me how.
There is someone inside. Their mind is warped, broken, a blight. They are an agent of the Grand Design, sent to sabotage the Astral Prism. Our last defense against the return of the Illithid Empire. As long as they live, the prison is compromised. Kill them! Do this, and I will cleanse you and your allies. Do this, and ascend!
Ascension. My queen. An honor gained. A burden borne. You must accept. Refuse, and you will know my fury.
I can't do that. The person inside protects me from the Absolute.
You are being lied to. I will be obeyed!
Skva! Do not defy my queen!
Yes, I will enter the prism and kill the occupant.
Use the Planecaster's power to enter the artifact. Be wary of the creature's lying tongue. Cut it out if you must. Wargas, they are not to leave until it is done.
As you say, my queen.
Shma Zala Vlaakith. We will not waste a second.
Heat pulses out of the astral prism as it begins to flower. Your mind burns hot with excitement. Incredible. Space, unfettered from time. The astral plane, just as I've dreamt it.
Come. We will talk in private. Just the two of us.
I'm not leaving my companions behind.
Suit yourself. But only the leader of your group is coming in.
I will not allow anyone else.
Oh, don't look at me. That is all yours.
Fine.
I may have made a mistake trusting you. I told you to stay away from the Githyanki, but you just couldn't help yourself. Could you? And now, you've come here to murder me.
I haven't come to murder you. I just want to talk.
Very well. What do you want to know?
Why does Vlaakith want you dead?
Vlaakith wants me dead because I know her secret. It is a secret so great that if her people ever found out, that would be the end of her rule, the end of her. That same secret is how I've been protecting you from the Absolute. I can hear your thoughts. You think I'm lying. Vlaakith warned you that I would try to deceive you. But consider this. What reason have I to deceive you? I want the same thing as you. Freedom. I'm on your side. I have been since the very beginning.
Is this some kind of trick?
I already told you I protect you, that I saved you, that I'm just like you. If this was not enough to convince you, what more is there to say?
Vlaakith be damned. If she wants you dead, she can kill you herself.
It seems I was right to put my faith in you after all. Thank you. Vlaakith will be furious, to make no mention of your Githyanki companion. The Lich Queen fears nothing more than the loss of her empire. The knowledge I have of her deception will bring that about.
Vlaakith's a goddess. What could you possibly know that would bring down her empire?
Godlike in power, yes, but with none of the sanctity. Vlaakith is lying to her people. She pretends to know how Gith destroyed the Mind Flayer Empire. In truth, she knows nothing. If the Illithid Empire were ever to return, she would be incapable of stopping them. And if her people found out about her impotence, there would be mutiny, revolution, the end of her rule. But that very power, the power to resist Illithid control, which Vlaakith only pretends to know, is how I've been protecting you. I suppose she hoped to extract it from my corpse. Since you spared me that fate, she will come for you.
I protect my allies.
As do I. I have delayed long enough. The next attack is overdue, and I can't risk you being caught in the middle of it. I need you out there, searching for the Absolute. You were on the right path, to Moonrise Towers. Return to it. Be warned, the Inquisitor awaits your return from this place with orders to kill you. No doubt the rest of the creche will join him. Good luck.
Speak. Have you killed my queen's enemy?
Actually, I've learned a few things. Your queen, she's lying to you.
Vlaakith does not lie to her faithful. Open your mind. Show me.
Your mind tingles. Lae'zel seeks entrance.
Seek solace in my memories.
Your thoughts become one. She sees the truth of your confrontation in an instant.
Vlaakith Tafkinazin. I see only madness. Vlaakith bears the full might of Tunarath's arms, and the covenant of the Great Mother Gith. We must go to the Chirai. He will summon Vlaakith. She must know of this apostate.
Lae'zel, I've been waiting. You are named Hashalak. Bend your head, for my blade is ready.
Rye, please, summon Vlaakith. There's much...
Irrelevant, geik wretch. The Queen has spoken. Your death is decreed.
You realize what Lae'zel doesn't? Whatever the outcome of your visit to the astral prism, Vlaakith had no intention of letting either of you live.
Vlaakith. Vlaakith! I have wielded your fury as a blade, roared your wrath as a dragon. You promised ascension. Yet I crawl among my own people, low as an asp's belly. Skageth! I followed your path. What good? This heart of stone, for it to be shattered. She tests me. A trial of faith. Kalir prepared me. Only the heaviest souls soar to the astral. Yes. Yes. I might gain Vlaakith's favor yet.
You're an enemy to your people now. You need to accept that.
Silence! I must think.
All I wanted was to get a worm out of my head. I didn't sign up for dimensional travel and murderous give.
I think we've overstayed our welcome in this place, if we ever truly had one to begin with. We should leave.
Ornate mace hovers before you, suspended in a shaft of brilliant light. A fist-sized piece of amber flecked with crimson is set in the handle, emitting a radiance all its own. This mace certainly has a very unusual design.
Odd. Won't touch it just yet.
I am Vlaakith's most loyal servant. She will not abandon me.
I think we taught that inquisitor a very valuable lesson. We won't be ambushing anyone else in a hurry, or doing anything else, for that matter.
Let's dash for the exit, lest we suffer the full extent of Vlaakith's fury.
Food, hungry.
I have food. Would you like it?
Want bite?
Go ahead. Eat up.
Food. Eat more!
Careful. Once that thing's eaten through the camp, it might start looking at you hungrily.
No! Run!
I'm not chasing after it, if that's what you're thinking.
I suppose not many can boast that they've been to a Githyanki creche and survived. Perhaps that's a good omen for our chances going forward, if you're feeling optimistic.
Looks like we're done here. Pity. This place has been a wild ride.
The sooner we get out of this Gith warren, the better.
Walking freely out of a Githyanki creche. A miracle if ever I've seen one. And trust me, I've seen quite a few.
My first tour of a Githyanki creche. Memorable, to be certain, but the service left something to be desired.
Supreme Kithrak, has Vlaakith sent you to slay me with your own blade?
I've not come to kill you, Lae'zel. I've come to aid you.
Don't trust him.
Skakek Kir Gith Shabeleth. My blade rests. Mother Gith compels you to listen.
Lae'zel should handle this.
Speak. My ear is yours.
I know you carry the astral prism, Lae'zel. Within it lies the seed of Vlaakith's demise, and I intend to help you bring it to fruition.
Vlaakith's demise? Skaketh. I should run you through for suggesting it.
What are you asking of us, Voss?
I'm asking for your help and your trust. I've heard word from Creche Yulik. You are infected, yet the one in the prism has chosen you, protects you with their power. The prism's tenant alone has the power to end Vlaakith's tyranny. I've sought their freedom for eons. When the prism went missing, I feared the worst. Instead, you've granted the opportunity I've so long awaited. All that remains is the key that unchains them. And I've found someone who I believe can provide it. Bring the prism to Baldur's Gate. I'll be waiting in a taproom called Shares's Caress. That is where we decide the fate of my people. Lae'zel, together we will break our chains and be Vlaakith's slaves no longer.
I am no slave, just still Kithrak. The Undying Queen is my freedom. It is she who will purify me, and she who will ascend me.
Lies, Lae'zel, every last one. There is no purification, no ascension. The zisk does not purify, it extracts memory and kills the infected. Nor does the Lich Queen glorify the ascended. She feeds on most all of them to grow her power and pursue godhood.
Madness! You flood me with this heresy. I will hear no more of it.
He speaks the truth of the Zaithisk. You need to trust him.
I served Vlaakith the whole of my life. Learned her words, fought her battles, yet she names me her Sharlak. Your words carry truth. I will meet you in Baldur's Gate. Do not make me regret it.
Lae'zel, I see Talakma Gear in you, sister in freedom. Together we will be our people's light. Take this. It is a Quanith, a psionic detector. The Queen's warriors hunt you. The Quanith will sound you out when you come near their portals. Hear its cry and prepare for battle, or slip away. I should go. Vlaakith's gaze pierces the seas and skies. She believes me loyal, and I can't afford her mistrust. Keep the astral prism close. Let no one take it from you. Slay any who try. Now to Baldur's Gate. I'll be waiting, Lae'zel.
Vlaakith Kosivim Crashet. Only in Vlaakith may we find light. These were the first words I ever read on Tirsu's slate. But they are no mere aphorism. They are law. They are creed. The root from which the 10,000 protocols stem. Forsake one protocol, and forsake Vlaakith. Forsake Vlaakith, and be the blood and meat which sates her dragons. If Voss speaks true, if Ascension is a lie, if tadpole purification is a fairy tale, then I have not sinned against Vlaakith. She has sinned against me.
What does Ascension entail, exactly?
Ascension is a young Githyanki's greatest honor.
Long ago, the Geich enslaved my people. They dominated our minds and bred us for war, until Great Mother Gith took a hammer to our bonds. From the day of our hatching, young Gith have one purpose: to train hard enough to slay a Geich and take its head. Then, we speak the rite of ascension, and a red dragon comes to fly us to Vlaakith, in Tunarath, City of Death. We are honored with an eternal home in the Astral, celebrated for our victory. We are ascended. Or so I believed.
Voss called Vlaakith a tyrant. Does this mean you agree?
I'd never thought Vlaakith a tyrant, or me as a vassal. She was the source of my might, and I the envoy of her will. A warrior, a champion, a destroyer. But if Voss is right, and Vlaakith consumes the Ascended to gain power, then I am no destroyer. I am mere livestock, bred to be harvested and devoured. Every Githyanki is a slave with a singular purpose. Not to cull the Geich, not to prevent their grand design, but to raise Vlaakith to true godhood.
And if Voss is wrong? If his claims are wrong and Vlaakith's are real?
Then, when the Kithraki come for me, and come they will, I will submit to their blades. They would feed me to their dragons, and I would deserve no better.
Who is the one in the prism, do you think?
I don't know. I can't know, and that drives me mad. At first, I thought them an illithid deception, a trick of the tadpole. But the dream figure is real. It lives in the prism. Voss believes they are the seed of Vlaakith's demise and the agent of Githyanki freedom. And I believe he may be right. Yes. I'd like time to think. We'll meet Kithrak Voss at Cheres's Caress in Baldur's Gate. Until then, be vigilant. Vlaakith's eyes are upon us.
So, Lae'zel's going to war with Vlaakith? Going to break her chains in Baldur's Gate? Good for her.
I didn't expect Lae'zel to turn on the Lich Queen so readily. Wonders never cease.
So we're going to meet Voss in the city, are we? Set the tenant of the prism free? This is all very, I don't know. I like a good caper, but I'd long for a tiny bit of status quo now and again.
What will Voss have to show for himself when we catch up with him, I wonder? His intelligence may yet prove the key to unlocking the artifact's secrets. We should ensure we follow up when we reach Baldur's Gate.
There's a schism growing among the Githyanki people, and Lae'zel just took one step towards choosing a side.
Copper for your thoughts?
Tell me again why you want to collect soul coins?
It's not that I want to collect them, per se. It's just that if we should happen upon them, I can use them in battle to fire up my engine. Evil's evil, but it can be put to good use. Sometimes. Maybe. Right?
Sunartean. Flesh once more. Crack. A pity Dawn cannot say the same.
Did you pick a fight with that spectator?
Hardly. I came here with the wizard Dorn. He vowed to share his fortunes in exchange for protection. A man called Zargrim stepped from the shadows. They argued until their words turned to screams. Zargrim summoned the spectator and fled. An unusual spectator at that. Adept at petrification. I was unprepared.
What exactly did Zargrim and Dawn fight about?
I hardly paid notice. There was talk of a pact and a forge, as I recall.
Well, where will you go from here?
I will free the others, and we will return home.
A dull crystal, glowing only faintly.
What's its function?
You heard its like described before. A memory shard used to store brief mental impressions from the user's mind.
Maybe I can discover the thoughts within.
The crystal's glow swells, drawing you into its depths. You are transported somewhere deep, loud, and hot as the hells themselves. Within the Underdark's bowels, beyond an ancient stronghold, hovers a giant hammer, waiting to fall. An echoing clang, and you're back to yourself, left only with a firm sense of a place, a grand forge.
Our blood to fill your oceans, O blessed Boal! Our bones to build your temple in the deep!
A wave of pure devotion washes over you, and with every surge you feel a presence grow in response.
Word, priest! Promises! Your god wants proof! Wants blood!
These beings are Kuatoa, former Mind Flayer's slaves that manifest their gods through sheer belief.
You! Our Lord of Murder demands sacrifice! You will be an offering for the great god Boal!
You can give it a rest. Your god isn't real.
Not real?
You sense a flicker of doubt, brief but enough. For an instant, the godly presence falters.
No!
He's a fabrication. Whatever you created him for, you don't need him.
You feel the presence waver. One moment a god of awesome power, the next, a common redcap.
Bollocks! Don't do anything hasty now. The fish folk got plenty of power. We can share.
Blessed Boal! What?
Shut it, you! I'm talking to my chosen. Chosen got power. You want power, don't you?
I need no god to claim my power. I will show them the way of my oath.
Yes, yes. I sense light, love.
a new god to show us the way.
No, no, no! I'm the Lord of Murder! Me!
You've slain the pretender. We knew in our hearts the god Boal was false. But you, we see you. We know you by your true name, Maglumpa.
If you're expecting me to drop to my knees before you, forget it.
What is to be your first commandment, O great god?
Perhaps you should study the teachings of my god.
Yes, yes. We will study this being who claims power over you, great Maglumpa, so that one day we might destroy them. Praise, 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 Maglumpa!
You carry a Githyanki relic. I will have an explanation, or your head.
Walk away. Now.
I won't warn you again.
What's going on? Why are you two arguing?
Lae'zel thinks I have something important to her people. She's deluded, clear.
Lies. She carries an heirloom of my people. I must know why.
Stop this. No sense in us fighting with each other.
Incorrect. Judicious bloodletting settles feuds and roots out the weak, the deceitful.
Do you hear this, Trite? Our lives are at stake, and she wants us to turn on each other.
No others. Just you and me.
Lae'zel, please. The artifact is protecting us. We need it with us.
You hear that, Lae'zel? It's called common sense.
Zisk. You seek reason in dishonor.
Rest, both of you. Tempers will be cooler in the morning.
I doubt this one's wits will be any sharper by then.
I do not wish to spill blood here. Come daylight, we will find a place to end this.
Fine. You can accept you're wrong, or we'll be rid of you permanently. Either way, I win. You had every chance to look the other way. But here we are. You chose this.
Spare me the justifications, coward.
If anyone asks, I'll say you were transforming. Don't expect to be mourned.
Shadowheart, stop! You don't have to do this.
She's a liability. It's the artifact we need, not her.
Let me up, and I'll show you.
We need her, Shadowheart. Give her a chance.
Can I do that, Lae'zel? Can I turn my back on you?
Never. Thieves aren't afforded such luxury.
Loosen the grip on your pride for one blasted moment, won't you? We needn't be enemies. There's plenty of those to go around already.
What would you have? That we be friends?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
But imagine what we might achieve if we channeled some of that hostility back at our real foes, instead of each other. They wouldn't stand a chance.
Very glad Shadowheart and Lae'zel settled things without letting any blood. I would have enjoyed the spectacle, but not losing either one of those lunatics.
Oh, I really thought Shadowheart and Lae'zel might fight to the death over that artifact. A pity. It would have made for a fine night's entertainment.
I hope that's the end of this silly quarrel. They'll have no energy for battling our enemies if Lae'zel and Shadowheart are too busy squabbling among themselves.
I'll say one thing for our troop. We're not short on drama. I'm glad Shadowheart and Lae'zel settled their differences peacefully. Eventually.
You must have questions.
Yes, about your quarrel with Shadowheart.
It is over where I am concerned.
That's a relief. We won't survive this if we don't stand together.
It is through conflict that we strengthen our bonds. Yet I do not recommend Shadowheart seek it again. The next resolution may not end in her favor.
I want to talk about what happened with Lae'zel.
We aren't dear friends now, if that's what you're asking. But I trust we can all sleep a little more soundly in camp now.
That's good. I'd rather keep things friendly between all of us.
You have an interesting definition of friendly, but yes.
How are you faring?
It's strange. I've been dwelling on what I told you before about wanting to become a Dark Justiciar. But perhaps I should be content with my lot. I'm already blessed to have you at my side, after all.
Disk appears in your mind's eye. Lae'zel sees it too, and considers the vision.
Tirsu markings. Ancient. I recognize them, but I can't make sense of... No. Wait. The texts are enciphered, but I've solved the pattern. It's a story. About Orpheus.
Your head buzzes in concert with Lae'zel's, but it hardly matters. Even without the connection, you'd recognize her discomfort.
You look uneasy. Are you all right?
I am fine. The slate is not. This text is heresy. I can hardly bear to read it, let alone speak it.
You'll bear it just fine. Tell me what it says.
Very well. I will read it to you. The Prince of the Comet, Part 1. So it was that we were free from Geich shackles and turned our blades on each other. The heavens were shattered, and one great empire was divided in two. Gith traveled to the Hells to broker help for her people, her cause. Vlaakith would have you believe Mother Gith proclaimed her our queen. Lies. Gith made no such proclamation. Vlaakith seized the Empire against the Mother's wishes. But Gith had nurtured a son, Orpheus, Prince of the Comet, the true heir. He knew Vlaakith's treachery. Orpheus rallied Gith's honor guard and declared the throne for himself. The War of the Comet had begun. Disregard this drivel. Gith declared Vlaakith Queen of the Empire, and her own son defied her. Orpheus would have ceded control to the Geich.
And if it's true? It sounds like Vlaakith betrayed Gith and seized the throne.
Chuk. You speak like Kithrak Voss. You accuse Vlaakith of the unthinkable. As unthinkable as the greatest living knight turning on his queen. Well, enough conjecture. I did what you asked, so let's be done with it.
Wait for me back at camp.
Are you sure that's the best course of action?
Go to camp. I'll fetch you when the time is right.
Confirmed. Until then, I remain at the ready.
New sounds to dampen dark oppression break. Is it the foe? That foul, contemptuous heel?
You know these words. They are from the opening stanza of a play you found in this very tower.
Or art thou friend? A rescue from my lonely wake?
Come out of love for me, not love for blood and steel. Come on as you see fit, my lord, my liege.
Don't get me wrong. I love poetry as much as an ex-wizard, but using it to command an automaton seems a bit self-indulgent to me.
What is this place?
An unbeknownst command that I cannot fulfill.
Who are you?
An unbeknownst command that I cannot fulfill.
Oh. Well then... How can I trust? How will I ever know? How can I show myself my darkest me?
You know the deepest secret show. Reveal the truth. Do what you wish to see.
What? Gek! Got someone sneaking up on us.
Hold on, I come in peace.
Too loud, sun scum. Heard you stumbling. Can hear you blinking. Noise gets you eaten down here. Reckon I'll hush you before something hungry comes along.
His gnarled fist grips an axe.
Take your hand off that axe, before you lose it.
Fine. I'll let you live. But spoil my hunt, and you're dead.
What are you doing here?
Told you. Hunting. Slave ran away. Took Sergeant Thringe's boots. Gotta kill the slave and fetch back the leather. Or the bosses in Moonrise will have Thringe's hide.
You'll do no such thing, slave keeper. You die here!
A bleeding heart, are you? Reckon I'll just roast and eat it.
More are coming.
That voice. Do you hear it too?
They're coming. They're coming.
My oath will protect me. I must drown out the voice.
Careful. If we can hear it, perhaps it can hear us.
They're coming. You're coming.
Slender drow blade impales the stone before you, keeping a silent vigil.
What would be the appropriate ritual?
This blade was a warrior's sacrifice to Illustray. Blood can only be honored with blood.
I must let my embodied oath pour through me. Grab the sword and prove my worth.
It feels like you're warring with 10 people for the blade. With another hard yank, the weapon slips free from the stone.